Welcome to a new video, a slightly different video. We had hoped to have Season 6, Episode 1 out by now. In fact, we've probably recorded 4 episodes of Season 6, but we just haven't had the time to edit. But time is quickly slipping us by, and the first race of Season 2 of the Zwift Racing League is fast approaching. So I thought today what we do is a very quick recce of race number 1 circuit, which is the Richmond UCI 2015, but in reverse. So let's jump into Zwift and let's see what we thought of the course. UCI Richmond Reverse, which of course is the circuit for this upcoming race number 1 of Season 2. However, we don't seem to be doing the reverse, doing the normal route. Let's turn around. Can we turn around? Yep, there we go. You can see there's practically nobody doing the reverse direction. Reverse climb. So on the forward direction, there's 3 climbs. You've got Libby Hill first of all, very quickly followed by 23rd Street, and then you've got the quite long, uncategorized drag up to the finish banner. So in this direction, it's quite similar. So you've got 23rd Street, which is relatively long, starts off very sedate, and then ramps right up at the end. Then you've got the reverse of Libby Hill. So it's a KOM, but it doesn't really have I don't think it has a name. We'll see when we get to it. Now that's the opposite. That starts off super steep. We turn the corner and it's like 20% max. It's a shorter effort. And then we'll bomb down the cobbles of Libby Hill. And then we have another uncategorized drag. In fact, I think there's 2 of them, getting us back up towards the flat end of the circuit where the sprints are. So you could argue that the reverse is actually a harder circuit. So this will be us out the pens, down through the finish line. Fast downhill here. First effort coming up. If you notice, we are still going downhill. So this is going to be super fast. Here's the start of the climb. So it starts off flat. We'll turn left here. It won't really kick up much. Very gradual. People are still going to be carrying a lot of speed from the downhill. And then a little bit of false flat. Turn the corner. And it's going to start ramping up. You can see it there, rising up into the distance. I think we get up to about max 11. So because of all that flat 1-2%, the average isn't really that much. But this is the first climb. We're already at 7% now. So, this is going to split. Only the strongest of the strongest will be in the front group here. Because everyone's going to be fresh. You're only a few K into the race. There we go, we're hitting 10 now, 11. Because we're not feeling the gradient and we're just doing the workout, you can see on Zwift there our speed. Really, really slow. Obviously on the day we're going to be coming up much faster. But we're also going to have to be putting out a much harder effort to get up this climb and limit our losses as much as we can with a bunch. It's a long one. Two and a half minutes left on this little bit. Then we'll do the next effort. So it starts to flatten. Come round the corner. And there we go. A little bit of a downhill. Tiny little kicker. And then that's the KOM done. No time to rest though, because look how steep this is. Got to stick on the power. Get your speed up as much as we can. Get a micro rest maybe. And there's the start of the next climb. Boom, no rest. Turn the corner. Check the gradient. Holy moly. 10% straight away. And then this corner. Wait for it. Ooh, 22%. Our avatar's barely moving. Next effort coming up. Always on my mind, always in my brain. With you the days are long and the nights are late, and I've been craving you since the first time that I sat by your side. Ooh, and I've been on my knees thinking time is gonna fix me inside. It is a bit too high there. Here we go into the banner, that's the end of that climb. And again, no rest. We're straight on the downhill. We've got to get that speed back up. Try and make sure we're still on the wheels. Forget anyway, yeah. No, nothing's gonna make me forget. Yeah, I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah. Little rise there just after the downhill. Again, you're going to have to pay attention for that, because that could quite easily scrub a lot of speed off unless you're paying attention. Back on the flat for a little bit here. Couple of little rises. The main ones yet to come at the end of this road. There's a little rise up ahead. We come up to the monorail bridge. After those first two climbs, the legs are going to be howling. It's going to be so important to have done a proper warm-up, because you're essentially looking at maximal efforts almost from the gun. Obviously you've got the obligatory sprint out the gates, but to have those two climbs in such quick succession within the first 5k, you need to be warmed up properly. Otherwise you're just going to get blown right out the back, and it's going to be a very long, suffering ride for you. Back on the flats. Hopefully at this point you're still in the wheels. And because of those climbs, things should hopefully, certainly fingers crossed, have settled down a little bit. So at this point, try and be careful. Monitor your watts, monitor those around, and try and just surf the wheels. It's really difficult on Zwift because everyone pushes, and when you get to the front of the blob, it sucks you forward, and there's constantly a churn at the front. And other riders seeing this think, oh, I'm getting dropped, so they push, and that takes them to sort of the front 10, and then they get sucked forward, and it just keeps going on. That's why, certainly in my opinion, the blob is so quick on Zwift. Whereas if everyone just went, right, guys at the front, you can take the wind, guys behind, we'll surf the wheels. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that. Unlike real life where you can sit in the middle of a bunch and effectively freewheel, Zwift ain't like that. But I don't think it's just purely because of Zwift drafting. I think it's also the way that people ride Zwift. Right, here we go. This is the flat over. We've got another climb coming up. It's a long one. It's going to take us all the way up this road towards the first of the two sprints. Garmin's beeping at me, so here we go, we're on to the next block. 6 minutes. Just above threshold, lower threshold. So a wee tempo block essentially. It's not an easy drag, especially race pace, but it's a long one. There's a little false flat coming here at the lights, and then it rises again. It's similar to the drag coming out of Harrogate on the forward direction. So you come out the gate, you've got it flat to the first corner, and then it rises. Then a bit of flat, then it rises again, and it goes on what feels like forever, although it's only about 2k. But this is similar to that, although at 5%, ever so slightly steeper. But it's probably similar in distance. If you're hoping to target one of the sprints, tell you what, you better have a lot of power in your legs at the top of this climb. Because if you look on the map, just behind the, just about to slink behind the gradient, you can see the green sprint banner. And this sprint's a super short one. It's only 60 meters in length, and you can't see it because it's on a 90-degree bend. So you're gonna have to be at pace, full send, well before the corner. Ideally, you also want to be in a bunch so you can benefit from a slingshot. There we go, we flatten out now. Super quick recovery. We're turning this corner. And then the next corner you see will be a left hand. That's the sprint. So there's the distance. Just up front. You can see it on the map. You're going to want to be building it here. Speed up, speed up, speed up. And then I would say, now, launch the full sprint. That's about 100, 150 meters. Round the corner. There's the start. And there's the finish. Ridiculously short. If you want that time, you've got to be in the right position and you've got to be motoring well before it starts. We've got a good distance until the next sprint. So depending on what your goals are, this is where you want to be recovering. Or, if you're going for it all, you're still going to be flat out. Surfing and holding those wheels in the front group. Because you know for a fact that the front's not only going to be challenging for the climbs, they're going to be challenging the sprints as well, because first across the line and also fastest segment is definitely going to benefit from the speed of the front group. So if you're not in the front group and you want to target those sprints, you better be very cagey with your power output to make sure you're giving yourself the best opportunity to take that top spot. And let's be honest, an extra 20 points for your team, that's worth the effort. This half of the course is much flatter. On the one hand, good opportunity to try and recover, but on the other hand, because it's flat, the speeds are going to be high. So as with all Zwift racing, it's going to be tough. There's no true recovery points really. The next sprint's getting close. Into this road, we're going to take a left onto Richmond's versions of cobbles. They're pretty flat, sort of town style cobbles, but they still do provide extra resistance. So if you're on the Neo like me, you're going to feel the vibrations, and invariably your resistance is going to increase, so therefore your power output is going to increase. So we take a left, we'll go through a roundabout, straight on, and then you'll start seeing the sprint banner up ahead. This one, you've got a much better chance, in theory, because you can see it coming. But that said, so can everyone else. So although this one's going to be about timing as well, there's going to be a lot more raw power involved, because I believe with the first one, with it being out of sight, it's going to come down to power, but also who jumps at the right time. and maximizes the power profile through that sprint. So there we go, up ahead, we can see it coming. A little flashing icon on the right of the road. You want to be at pace here. As with any sprint on Zwift, you've got to be at full pace before you hit the start. And with such a short sprint, you're using a power up. Again, you want to be hitting that power up prior to the start of the sprint, but not too much, because you're going to be looking at about 11, 12 seconds. If you've got the aero helmet, that only lasts for 15, and you want to make sure you've got that all the way through the line. For the first time this week, we've come into a surplus, so technically we didn't need to ride today, but we thought we'd do a little recce sort of on Tuesday's race course. Pretty much all flat now, down to the finish line, or the start finish, because of course 2 laps on Tuesday. The finish line is just starting to come into view on the map, top centre. You can just see it at the end of this avenue, in between all the trees. And then we start again with lap 2. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you find this useful. Good luck to you on Tuesday. Regardless of what course, it's Zwift racing. It's going to be tough. Whichever division you're in, whichever league you're in, it's going to be hard. But all the best to you. But that's it from me. So take care of yourself. Keep the hands clean. If you're meant to be in lockdown, be inside. I'll see you all soon. Right on. So there you go, that's my thoughts on race number 1 of the Zwift Racing League Season 2 Richmond UCI World 2015 course, but in reverse. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it informative. If you did, think about dropping me a thumbs up. I always appreciate that support. So hit the like button, smash it, tickle it. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already do so. And if you do, make sure you turn notifications on so you know when new videos go live. And speaking of live, down below we have the links for the live stream channels, Facebook and Twitch. Again, turn on notifications so you know when videos go live. But that's it for me. So, as ever, keep the hands clean, take care of yourself and each other, of course. And I'll see you soon, very soon, for the Zwift Racing League Season 2, Race 1. Right on. Zoom.